This week on the podcast, Carrie and I are joined by Rebecca, who has a game, Fact or Fake, Disney edition that Carrie and I just had to play. Stay tuned to hear how many of these we actually got right. You're listening to the Pixie Dust Fan Podcast. Hi, I'm Francine.
And I'm Carrie.
We're two best friends who can't stop talking, usually about Disney stuff.
Sometimes we have fascinating guests, and sometimes it's just us, but it's always positive and fun.
We're happy to have you join our chat. Thanks for listening, and let's get started. Howdy, Carrie.
Hi, friend.
How's it going?
It's all right, except that it's like we're on the cusp of the end of April.
Yeah.
And it snowed today.
I know. Like, I'm really ticked off about that, Carrie. Like, I'm really ticked off about it.
I don't think it's going to stick around, but it's like weird, like, it's like, it was weird, fluffy, wet snow, so everything's covered. It's kind of pretty. It's. I don't think it's going to stick around, but it just said it snowed.
Yeah, and
it snowed.
I know, but you recognize...
It's almost the end of April. It's not the end of April, but it's almost the end of April.
Right, but Carrie, we're recording this. We're actually early this week recording. Like, this is not going to go live till next week, so hopefully...
or the week after. Not or the week after. The week after.
Yeah, so hopefully, you know...
So it will be the end. It will be the end of April.
We'll be sunbathing by then.
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
Probably.
But yeah, the snow was miserable. It was absolutely miserable today.
We should, and really, like, Winnipeg had, like, the worst storm, or was supposed to have the worst storm in, like, decades. So I guess our, like, off-the-wall crazy snow that's probably going to be here for a couple of hours isn't a big deal.
I know, but it's still, it's just, I'm over it. I'm over it.
It's just
I'm
weird.
Over it. Yeah, I'm so over it.
And you jinxed it because you took your snow tires off.
That's exactly what happened. It happens to me every year. I don't want to be the person driving around with my snow tires in the middle of summer. And because they say that it's not good to drive on your snow tires when it's warm out or when it rains too much, because then I don't know, something happens. I don't know. Anyway,
whatever science stuff around why tires need to be winter tires.
But yeah, I did it. So I jinxed it. But otherwise, yes, it's been a crazy couple days. But we chatted not so long ago, so I feel like I don't need to do the cursory. Well, Carrie, I haven't talked to you in a long time. Blah, 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 blah.
Because we have.
Excellent. It's so fun.
We had a different. We have a guest this week, which is a different guest than we've ever had.
It's kind of fun, isn't it? So let's set this up because we have a guest joining us, and this is
just a couple minutes.
In just a dum, 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 dum. I'm never going to be able to do dum 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 without the dum dum. If you haven't watched the Muppets Haunted Mansion, you need to do that. So anyway, Rebecca reached out to us on Instagram. She's a listener who she also gave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. And she reached out to us on Instagram.
That's not why we invited her on. She had a great idea for a podcast. A great idea. However, Carrie, you know nothing about this game. I know very little. I know the name of the game. So I know the name of the game and the overall sort of concept for the game. And she's going to explain it all when she joins us. But we thought it would be fun. And so we have Rebecca with us. So shall we just jump right into it and bring Rebecca on? Let's do it.
What the frick?
Might have to cut that. I hit my tray. You might have to cut that out.
Rebecca, welcome to the show. We are so excited to have you here.
Thank you. I'm really excited to be here with you guys.
We were chatting on Instagram, and you're a listener of the podcast. So thank you for, allowing us into your ears once a week and not turning us off when we become silly.
Nope,
But
I love
it's yeah, you reached out and we were chatting on Instagram, and you said you had a great idea for a game, and Carrie and I are, always looking. Carrie's like shaking her head like, "What? Bring it on!" But before we get started with your fantastic game, I want the listeners to hear a little bit about you. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how you got into Disney?
For sure. So again, my name's Rebecca. I'm from a little town in Breslau in Canada, which is right between Kitchener, Waterloo, and Guelph. I've been into Disney my entire life. Born and raised in England, my parents would always take us on trips every 2 years. When we moved to Canada in 2004, the flight became a lot shorter. So it went from 10 hours to about 2.5, 3-hour flight. So then we started going all the time every year. I'm huge into Universal as well. So I kind of just love Florida in general. I'm also a Tampa Bay Lightning fan for hockey, which I know is like illegal up here, but
yeah.
it's the blue and white team. Same colors, just, I like people that win Stanley Cups.
Yes.
No, I've been supporting them for over a decade. So Florida really is my home away from home. I absolutely love it. I did get to go to Disneyland Paris when I lived in England as well. So I've always been huge into Disney, and I listened recently to the Renaissance episode, and I'm definitely in that Renaissance. Born in 93, it was addicting. And I know Fran's like, that's a weird word to describe it. But I was totally raised on all those cartoons. So I'm kind of like Carrie's nieces with like, oh, this is so great, the remakes and everything. And so, yeah, that's me in a bit of a nutshell. So.
Wow. And did you sort of relate to some of that stuff in Turning Red? Because the one of the people that we had on that Renaissance podcast when we were talking about it, Ashley, she said to me, she's like, oh my gosh, all the stuff in Turning Red, I totally related to all of it.
It's a 1000%. Yeah. Like, I mean, again, I lived in England in my tween phases, my preteen. So Spice Girls, I know it's not a boy band, but Spice Girls was huge. We had Westlife, Backstreet Boys. We didn't have anything as big over there, but like, oh yeah, like, no, I was right in that era. My friend and I watched it together. We just were giggling the whole time because we're like, this is us. Like, this was us in the early 2000s, 100. And we lived on different continents back then, but it really is relatable worldwide. That little girl fandom, like, oh my gosh, it's all in. It was spot on. I loved it.
Oh, wow. Now, what is your favorite Disney park when you visit Florida?
Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
I love Hollywood Studios. So, I mean, I've always loved it. I mean, obviously Magic Kingdom is Magic Kingdom. It's phenomenal. I don't... you guys are really going to dislike me. My least favorite, my always skip if I have to skip one, is Epcot.
We'll let that go to the we'll leave that to the generational difference. I think our generation loves Epcot.
I'm not a huge foodie. I'm not huge. Like, I enjoy a drink, but I mean, I enjoy my drink. Like, I like my gin and Sprite and that type of thing. I'm not like a drink or eat around the world kind of person. I'm way too. So World Showcase for me is just a heck of a lot of walking to go on like 3 rides. I did get to go on Remy's recently though, and I did really enjoy it. But no, I mean, if I had one day and I could choose one park, I would probably choose Hollywood Studios. Really have gotten into Star Wars, especially in the past couple of years. My fiance is huge into it, so we did the lightsaber experience. I got to Rise of Resistance finally on my solo trip. So he hasn't been on it. And we did Smuggler's Run and everything. So, and like I said, I love Tower of Terror. I love Rock and Roller Coaster. Minnie and Mickey blew me away.
Don't forget the Muppets 3D.
Oh, I know. We see that every time. I think I saw that 3 times when I was there last time. I love the Muppets. I wasn't even going to bring up the Muppets because the Muppets Haunted Mansion was the off on a tangent for like.
Yeah, we won't go. I just had to joke because you were naming everything in the park
Except
and the most
the
amazing
Muppets.
park. You hadn't got to the Muppets yet, so I thought we might as well obviously mention it because it probably is on your list.
It
I
is.
just didn't want you to forget about it.
I love it all. Honestly, and it sounds ridiculous, and I love Toy Story World, but the one thing I could probably like skip would be Blinky Dog. But I love Midway Mania, but that's because we're really competitive people. Like, I am the person. Do not go on Midway Mania with me. Do not go on Buzz with me. If we go to Universal, do not go on Men in Black with me because I will hit the red button before you. And if I don't, I have a bit of a temper tantrum. My whole family, we're really competitive. So yeah, no, I love the whole park. It's phenomenal. But yeah, it's definitely my favorite. Really want to do DCA. Really want to do Disneyland. Definitely.
Oh, music to her ears. Music to her ears.
And Tokyo, if I had to choose another park,
Me
it would be
too.
Tokyo.
Oh
for sure.
my gosh, here we go.
Oh, and I have like
anything.
a barrage of cats. So Carrie and I are just like buddies here. Yeah.
This was not pre-planned, Fran.
It wasn't.
I did not send her a message on the side and say, send Fran a message.
No, I live in a house we're multi-generational family in our home. So we have 6 of us in our house. So my grandma, my parents, myself, my fiance, and then our daughter, and we have 6 humans and 6 cats in the house. Nice. So that should pretty much explain where we're at. Yeah. My sister has 3 here.
Wow. So have you heard of this, what is it called? Pretty litter? Is that what it's called?
I have, yeah. So the only reason I'm a little iffy on Pretty Litter is because you can't put it in the... That's my only thing.
You can't put it in the green bin. No. See? I learned something new about this litter all the time.
That's the only thing I'm kind of like on it. But I don't take my cats to the vet, so I'm kind of like the medicinal part where it tells you if something's wrong. It's really alluring. But
yeah. See?
I sound like a terrible cat mom. Like, I don't take my cats to the vet. Ooh.
I think Carrie set this all up, right? You're talking about Disneyland. You're talking about DCA. You're talking about, going to Tokyo and then cats. Like, yeah.
The cat people just stick together. We're all the same kind of crazy.
They find each other.
Yeah.
Is that how it works? If she tells me she collects washi tape, we're done.
I don't collect washi tape, but I did just sign up for a sticker. My first one. And I do collect pins.
It'll be glorious.
So, I mean, we're just, it's rough.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
They're all bad addictions, though. They're not cheap addictions. So
no, it's so true. It's so true. Well, we are really glad to have you here, Rebecca. And you have created a game for Carrie and I to play. And so for everyone listening, we know nothing about this. Like literally nothing. All you told me was the name.
Yes. So it's called Fact or Fake. So it does have another name, but I'm not going to say it because it's not the most the name. But basically, it's a list. I've got 15 facts or non-facts on my sheet in front of me here. And you guys can discuss them. And some of them will be really easy for you just because you're obviously huge Disney fans. But I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about. You guys know nothing about Disney.
It's very scary. It's funny because when we were talking just before we started recording, and you were like, yeah, so you can work together or whatever. And Carrie's like, we're not going to play against each other. And Rebecca's like, you guys aren't good at that.
You end up discussing anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, all the feedback we had on the last game were people like messaging us saying like I was screaming at my phone or my pod or whatever that they listen.
Genie, you couldn't come up with. You even said Aladdin, and you came up with carpet before you came up with genie. Yeah, for the non-animal sidekick. I was like,
what is wrong with us? My nephew was like, seriously, Tinkerbell? You couldn't come up with Tinkerbell? Like, you're called Pixie Dust.
Yeah. In all fairness, that one didn't come to my head either, though.
Oh, my gosh.
I totally get what you're saying. It depends where you were raised, on what movies you were raised. You think about those, right?
We were the scary
ones. Fantasia, I can't believe you missed that, Carrie. I was on point with Fran on that one. But also, like, you guys missed the Black Cauldron. Just saying, the Black Cauldron was
I think
terrifying.
Too, when you're put on the spot like that, you think of stuff that's like very close to you too. Like, so that's why we think of all the movies that are of either the Renaissance era and now, or even just something that's new. Like, we're thinking of like the stuff that we're just watching, and like, there's so many answers, there's so many things. And that's the thing, we probably should have just actually really prepared and told people we didn't prepare, and then we would have been on point. We would have been putting out these references, and everyone would have been like, dang.
The other one that really surprised me was when Fran pulled Soul out of her butt for the most overrated movie, and I was like, really? No Frozen in here? Like,
I didn't even think of Frozen. I didn't even think of that.
Like I said, my niece is 8, so I am just over Frozen. And I worked in daycare when Frozen came out with 5 and 6-year-old kids, and we had to do a sing-along every day. So that Frozen sing-along, she does not need to look at the words, folks. She knows them all. Like, it's terrible. And you don't want to know them. You don't want to know the words, but you know them.
You do.
Everybody knows them.
Yes. All right.
Even people that have 5 cats and no children know all the words to all the Frozen songs. Anyways, let's get to the game.
Okay. Carrie, are you ready to work together?
What are the rules? Like, so
all right.
Of course, she needs to ask the rules.
Yeah, no problem. So I've got 15 fact or fake. So basically, I'm just going to go in no given order, and you guys can discuss if you need to. Some of them are going to be really easy. You won't even need to. And you're just going to tell me if that's a fact about Disney or Walt Disney World specifically. I stuck to Walt Disney World. Or if that is a fake factoid. And some of them I have little extras to add on and put the facts just so people can kind of know. But yeah, other than that, it's a really simple game, guys. So you should pick it up pretty quick.
Don't overestimate us.
I went easy on you guys.
Okay, we are ready. We're ready.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay, so we will start with a nice, easy one. Well, that I think is easy. So, this is a pretty widely known thing, but cast members are not allowed to point with one finger.
Carrie, do you want... We're pointing at each other? It's fact.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
So there are multiple theories on this one. So the most widely given one is that it's impolite in some countries to point with one finger. So that Walt himself was very, very open about other cultures and wanted to welcome them into his happy place. But he wanted to make sure he was not upsetting anyone and their culture by pointing with one finger, which could seem rude. So that's kind of the adopted thing of Disney as why they do it. Why a lot of people believe actually happened is because they would take Walt Disney smoking out of shots, because he was an avid smoker, unfortunately, which led to a lot of his illnesses later in his life. And they took the cigarette, which he was holding with 2 fingers, out of the photos. So believe what you'd like.
There you go.
I'd like to think they do it because it's polite, but definitely
both.
I can see that for sure.
I think it was easy for him to adapt to being polite because he always had a cigarette in his hands. So he could follow along. That's cool.
See? Nice and easy one. All right. So next one. The purple teacup is the fastest spinning teacup on the Mad Tea Party ride.
Oh, Carrie.
No
fact
idea.
Or fake?
Carrie, you know the listeners can't see your face. So
Doesn't matter as long as you guys can.
Carrie's like, but her face is doing the, I'm going to say, what do you say? I say it's fake.
I'm going to say it's fake too.
Because they're all on that like doohickey thingy.
Like they've got a little, like underneath they've like loosened something so that it spins a little quicker. I don't know.
It's like there's no lug nuts on the purple one.
So as far as it would be, that is fake. You guys are right. Yes. That is fake. So yeah, it started as a rumor. We don't know why. I don't know if it just started as one parent being like, hey, let's go to the purple one. The purple is my favorite color, or whatever. I don't know where it came from, but even I'd heard that, hey, the purple one's the fastest. And as a kid, I wanted to go on that purple one, like, really? And throw up. But no, that is not true. They're the same.
Yay!
You guys got that
Carrie's got her pencil out. She's writing it down.
Don't worry,
she's
keeping score.
She's taking score.
Until it starts to go downhill, then I'll lose my pencil.
Okay, I'm marking
off.
Drop it. These aren't in order, so I'm marking off all the ones that I'm also an administrator, Carrie. So it's sorry, Fran.
I'm just if I'm not tracking it online, it's just
Here we go. All right. So next one, Cinderella's castle in Walt Disney World was constructed so that it could be partially disassembled in the event of a hurricane.
Fake. I've been there in a hurricane.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's fake.
That is fake. So it's a really well-built structure, obviously, with the knowledge that there are going to be hurricanes in South Florida. So it's made with these insane beams, and it's made out of fiberglass, which one of the main reasons they had to get their own government system essentially is because back then you weren't allowed to build with fiberglass because it was still in its kind of prototype experimental phase. So they got their own rules essentially made for them so that they could build the castle out of this really insane material that was brand new to the world. So yeah,
imagine a magic kingdom when a hurricane's coming to town and they're like,
just pull the castle down,
take her apart, take her down,
fold her up.
You get where the castle Lego came from, but no.
Yeah, but did you ever hear there was a woman that sued Disney at one point? She launched a lawsuit and she claimed that a brick fell off the castle and hit her while she was in the Magic Kingdom.
I wonder how that went.
Exactly. There's no bricks.
Oh, man.
It was pretty cool.
Oh, goodness me. All right, you guys are doing good. You guys are 3 for 3.
Yeah. 3 for 3, Carrie.
There you go. All right. So next one, Magic Kingdom is not the park with the Utilidor system.
Carrie, I'm going to let you answer this. See how well you know Walt Disney World. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun.
I don't know.
Okay, think about it. Animal Kingdom, does it have a Utilidor?
No. I don't know.
Okay, this is going to be a short answer. Animal Kingdom doesn't have a Utilidor. Hollywood Studios?
Don't one of them have like a little mini one, like a smaller underground thing? I don't know. No,
you know what?
Do you know?
It's like you don't care because it's Walt Disney World.
Exactly, Disneyland does not.
Disneyland does not, because that's where he made his mistakes.
Okay. And then Epcot doesn't. Epcot doesn't for sure. So I guess the answer is no, unless we're only talking the world.
We're only talking the world.
Walt Disney World.
Yeah. I think it's the only park.
So you guys are incorrect on that.
Yeah, I think we're Hollywood Studios.
Now she's like, oh, see, I knew. You didn't know.
I didn't know, but I wasn't convinced. I wasn't convinced it was the only one.
So Magic Kingdom is not the only park with the Utilidor system.
Ooh.
Epcot has its own tunnel system under part of the Future World.
See, I thought there was one somewhere, partly, but I didn't know where.
It's much smaller than Magic Kingdom's. So the tunnel at Epcot is just U-shaped, and it stretches about 700 feet, and the tunnel is generally used to make deliveries to stores and the restaurants in Future World. So yeah, it's a really small one, but it's there. It's under Epcot. So.
It sounded like, I thought it was familiar that there was something somewhere, but like very, very small. But I had no idea that I wouldn't have thought it would be at Epcot either. My guess would have been at Hollywood Studios, which I guess that doesn't make, I don't know. Interesting. Like, I wonder where it is, considering all of Epcot is dug up right now. There probably isn't any.
I wonder, now that they've dug it up, would they put more in?
I doubt that.
I have no idea.
They could extend them.
They're putting all that Moana section, right?
Yeah.
So, and it was completely dug up when it was there in February. So I'm excited to see that. So yeah. I know, but they've just opened Cosmic Rewind, which I'm really excited for. So.
Yeah, the
Epcot is going in the right direction as far as I'm concerned. I'm like, maybe it won't be my one to skip soon. So
It's a good one.
So we failed at one.
We failed one. Yeah.
Okay.
So wait, what's our score right now, Carrie? What are we, 3-1?
3-1.
3-1.
3-1. Okay.
A couple more in my pens. Oops. Oh wait, I got my pen.
And then she really drops it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty. So, Walt Disney World is the most Instagram place in the world. Is that fake or fact?
I think it's fake because I think it's Disneyland.
I think Cinderella Castle is the most photographed object in the world.
It's not.
It's not?
No. So Walt Disney World, you guys are right. This is false. So Walt Disney World is not the most Instagram place in the world. It is the third. So first is Disney. Carrie's correct.
I knew that.
It's because all these people, all they do all day is wander around Disneyland. They're not even tourists.
Darn locals.
So?
And then the second is the Eiffel Tower.
Well, oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
So it is
interesting.
The third. Yeah. So you guys got that one right. There we go.
Carrie, I'm impressed. How did you know that about Disneyland? Oh, never mind. Why am I even asking her? It's like there's some trivia out there about Disneyland, and Carrie's read it all. Or don't tell me Adam the Woo said it, or Justin Scard.
You're warm, but you're
Carpetbagger. Carpetbagger.
Oh, why? No, it was Best
Life and Beyond. Okay,
yeah,
I knew it was a YouTuber.
I think it was something that just came up recently because she had posted on her Instagram. Because she had said that, and I think someone said, "Bah, that can't be true," and then she snipped it and put it on her thing to say, "Yeah, it's number one."
Wow. So, okay,
yeah, does not surprise me.
There, it is educational to watch all these YouTubers.
Educational YouTubers.
At least you guys get to watch Disney ones. I have to watch like car rebuild stuff with my fiance. It's not fun. But he loves it, so he lets me watch all my shows and just go on random Disney trips by myself. So I'm not going to kick him for watching a car show. Nope. Especially when I leave my daughter with her to go by myself.
Yeah.
So, all righty. Okay, so another Epcot one. So Walt Disney World cannot add any more countries to the World Showcase at Epcot because there is not any more room.
Fake. Carrie.
Like there technically is room because they were always going to put one somewhere. They've said our whole lives that they are going to.
They kept saying they were going to.
They can put another pavilion, a Brazil pavilion, or whatever pavilion. So they've always said there was potential for that. Whether there is officially the appropriate square footage, I have no idea.
Isn't there room over by Mexico?
I thought it was always supposed to be in the area where they have that open area where they have like the vendors there, like
what vendor? Like before you get to the bridge where the doohickey goes under the bridge.
Forget about it. So what's our answer? Is it true or false?
You know what I'm talking about.
You know,
like
when you're walking through that certain point when you're heading towards Mexico and they have the drums and they have
the doohickey.
Yeah, that's the doohickey and the bridge. And there's a bridge. Remember when they used to have the ball when the globe and they had to open the drawbridge and it would go past?
No.
And the drums are right there. Yeah. There's people yelling right now, Carrie. Yeah. They are.
I believe you. I just don't know what I didn't know what the doohickey was.
The doohickey is the.
So what was the question in the first place? That is, there is no room at Epcot to do another.
Yeah. So fake, right? Is that our answer, Carrie? Final answer.
Sure, fake.
Okay. Yeah, and it is fake. You guys are totally right. They've been promising stuff for years, and they just haven't.
Well, I think and there was plans originally, and it fell through, right? Like I think that space was supposed to be there. So.
See, this is why we don't play against each other, Carrie, because we need help to get to the answer together.
Yeah. Well, I think our gut reactions were fake, but then we started doubting. We said fake, but then we do what we do. We're like, do we really know what we're talking about?
No.
Probably not. Okay.
All right. Okay. So, Walt Disney himself came up with the idea of the covered trash can with the swinging lid.
Ooh.
I'm going to say that's true.
I'm going to agree with you because I don't know why, but I think it's true. I think it's true.
Like, I think this
because
is what happened. I think
it's
Walt's in
innovative.
Disneyland, and he's like, we can do this. Like, he said, I want a trash can that looks like this. And then they're like, but those don't exist. And he said, well, just make one then. Because that was what Walt said.
Kind of like the whole...
He said, just make it.
Just make it happen.
Make it happen. I want trash can. That's what I want for my trash can, so...
You guys are right.
Yes!
Years ago, trash cans were typically made out of just the simple round receptacle, like the very stereotypical looking trash can. But then they left everything exposed and they left all the smells out. And Walt was like, no, this is literally the opposite of what I'm trying to achieve in the park. And he didn't want it to fly everywhere and spread. And he was just, he wasn't having it. So he did exactly what he said, turned to his Imagineers and just says, this is what I want to do. Everyone's calling me ridiculous for it, but make it happen. And then he never patented it because everyone thought it was such a ridiculous idea. He was told they were useless, and now they're everywhere.
He would have had a wastebasket, a trash empire.
Yeah, they're everywhere now.
Disney World. He could have said, "Okay, I'm retiring from the theme park business." He could have had a. He could have. He could have had a trash can empire.
Yeah.
Wow.
See. And that just shows you why you don't listen to people when they think you're crazy. Because who would have thunk that all these years later, people would be using them as dining tables? Right? When you go to Epcot or any of the parks and you can't find a place to sit.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody
that's your tabletop.
Pitches up to a trash can and eats on top of it. So much so that I don't know if you've seen it, but somewhere on Etsy or wherever you can buy a dining kit for the trash cans. Honest to goodness, saw it online. And it's like a little, what do you call it? A tablecloth, and it fits perfectly on the trash can.
I want to get one.
We should get one for our next trip.
Is it like a red and white checkers?
Yeah, it's like a picnic. Yeah,
a picnic.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's too funny.
Let's do it.
Do it. That was
all
cool.
Right.
I did not know that fact, but I'm glad we picked right, Carrie.
Yeah, no, it was a cool one. Okay, couple Haunted Mansion ones.
Fran can answer these ones. She's the pro.
So one of the singing busts in the Haunted Mansion's graveyard scene is based on Walt's likeness.
Fake.
That is fake.
Fake.
That is
Although
fake.
they used to say that one of them was the guy that did Tony the Tiger.
Thurl Ravencroft.
Yeah, it is Thurl Ravencroft's voice. I don't know if it's like,
but I don't think it's his face. I think it's his voice, but not his face.
He's the one that's laying on his side and is the deep voice. That's Thurl Ravencroft.
Yeah.
But the one that everyone thinks is Walt isn't Walt.
Right.
No, none of them were actually based off Walt himself. Nope. All right. Second, if you ask a Haunted Mansion cast member for a death certificate, they will give you one as you exit the attraction.
I believe that's true. I know you can get one online.
His friend probably has one.
I do.
I tell you, we don't give them out anymore. We used to do that in the 90s, but if you go on hauntedmansionfanextraordinaire.org, you can download your own.
And legitimately, though, that is fake. They don't do that. So, it's kind of like the Andy's Coming thing. So if you were around any Toy Story folks, you used to be able to say Andy's coming and they'd all fall, but then it got caught on. So everyone would do that and the characters would end up on the floor for like 3/4 of their shift because everyone going past would just scream Andy's coming. So it was one of those things that got taken away. So that one is actually fake. They don't do that anymore. But I did not know you could get them online. So
you totally can. There is a whole Haunted Mansion. I think it's called doombuggies.com.
Yeah. And
they sell all sorts of like memorabilia and different things. They have all the floor plans for the Doom Buggy so that you can see the floor plans for Disneyland versus Walt Disney World. They have all sorts of cool stuff, but they also have
and pages and pages of reading. Like when we were doing the Haunted Mansion when we were doing our Haunted Mansion episodes, I
research.
You could pages could it's like reading a novel. There's so much everything you could they put it on there. It's quite amazing.
But you can get your death certificate there. I think that's where I got it.
Get that when you go back.
See? There you go.
Oh, too funny.
And just to add 2 cents, Carrie, this is one thing that I think we disagree on. I agree with Fran that I think you get thrown out the window. or you fall out the window.
Yeah.
I do agree
I technically
with that.
didn't disagree. I was playing devil's advocate.
You know what? We got to follow up with Kelly, because remember he said he was going to check in with his Imagineer friends to see if that really held weight, falling out the window.
I definitely agree with that. And yeah, I got a kick out of the Muppets when they flew it. I was like, it's that.
See?
I can get
and then Darren Criss was there as the graveyard keeper when they flew out the window, just like the guy's there with the dog right as he falls.
See?
I think it's a thing, but I mean, who knows?
We should watch it again, just for fun.
I watched it last week.
See? I watched Zootopia last week. I should go back and watch that last night. See? Okay, Carrie, what's our score? How are we doing?
I think we're doing pretty good.
Yeah?
I need my readers to count them.
Oh, my goodness.
I think we got like 8 or 9.
Okay.
8.
Okay, good.
Perfect. Okie dokie. So, next one. Animal Kingdom's Tree of Life was built around a repurposed oil rig.
That's a fact.
That is a fact.
Yes.
So obviously Joe Road was a huge part of that. Super sad that he's retired, even though he super deserves it. But yeah, genius guy. Basically built Animal Kingdom came out of his brain. I just don't know, can conceptualize something like that. But yeah, so I thought that was a really cool way of recycling, and obviously that's a lot of what Animal Kingdom is. So I thought that was a really cool one that I'm not going to lie, I did not know about until I was looking all this stuff up.
That's cool.
Okay. Next one. If you're born in a Disney theme park, you would be given a lifetime pass to that park.
Can you imagine being born in a Disney theme park? Has anybody ever been born in a Disney theme park?
Probably,
sure.
But I gave birth, and I guarantee,
so?
I would not be doing that in the middle of Main Street, USA.
I can't. Yeah,
I'm gonna say that's
fake.
That's fake, because there'd be people trying to have babies at in this day and age. There definitely be people trying to have babies in the theme park.
There would. I care. Do you know how expensive Disney tickets are, man? Sit. You're 40
Can you
weeks.
imagine
right here.
3 of the 4 of you have been born in a Disney park, and this 5th one's going to be born there too.
Yeah, and you make sure that you have them all in different parks so that you get passed for all of them. Yeah. Anyway, you're right. That one is fake.
I've never heard that before. That's funny.
But I mean, they get it from things like, oh, this kid was born in a Harvey's, and they get free Harvey's for life. So,
yeah.
So
it's amazing how rumors start.
Yeah. So that one is fake. You guys are totally right on that. Okay. So there is a nod to Mary Poppins in the Carousel of Progress.
Mary Poppins.
What year was Mary Poppins made? What year?
Oh, you think it would be in the scene? Or I was thinking how they have nods to things. They have nods to stuff on the bulletin board.
I'm going to say it's a fact, because I think that would be a pretty cool thing to do, but I have no idea.
I'm
going to say it's
to think.
Fact because I want it to be true.
I think there's nods to stuff in the Carousel of Progress. I can't.
There's lots of them.
I know, but is to Mary Poppins?
I don't
You're
know.
saying it's a fact because you want it to be true.
Yes, that's how I reason things in my brain. Yes,
that's okay. So we're gonna go with Carrie's answer and say it's true.
It is true, but not how you'd think. This was my favorite movie as a kid. I was born in '93, and I love a movie that was made in the '50s. Why not? But yes, so in the Carousel of Progress, there's a ton of hidden Mickeys and a ton of little details and references. But to me anyway, this one was the most special. In the first scene, you can spy a little robin sitting just outside the window. Mm-hmm. And that was actually the robin that sat on Julie Andrews' fingers while she sings a spoonful of sugar.
How did I not know? And I know the bird you're talking about. I probably have about 7 pictures of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was the bird out of the actual movie. And obviously
cool.
Walt really wanted that to go in there because that was one of his favorites, if not his favorite movie. And yeah, so I thought that was a really cool fact. I didn't know that one either. I've only been on the Carousel of Progress once, which was my most recent visit by myself. My parents were always like, no, that's boring. Why would we sit and watch a show? That seems like a waste of time. Let's go on all the rides. But yeah, I got to finally go on it when I was by myself, and I loved every minute of it. And I'm like, it's definitely going to become a staple.
Awesome.
So yeah, I thought that one was really cool. I mean, I noticed obvious ones like in the last scene, which is no longer futuristic. It is our lives.
Yes.
With the Mickey on the present, and then there's actually a physical Mickey underneath the tree as well. So I noticed some small things like that, but I didn't notice the robins. So when I go back, I'm definitely going to be looking for it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Right. We are almost done. I think we got 3 more.
Carrie, we're doing good. We're doing good. See, we are a good team. Sometimes.
Working out. Alrighty. So churros are the most sold snack at Walt Disney World.
Fake.
Yeah, I'd say that.
I say it's fake. I think they're most sold at Disneyland, but not everybody eats churros at Walt Disney World.
I'm going to say it's popcorn.
All right.
Yeah.
So it is fake. And I have the top 9 because
I like this.
I'm extra. So 9 is actually fresh fruit. That really shocked me, to be perfectly honest. That surprised me.
Although I'm not surprised because Carrie does buy fruit when we're in the park. So go on.
Go.
Yes, there are people that do it.
I can't spend $2.50 on a banana when there's an ice cream cone in front of me. It's just not going to happen. Number 8 is the cronut.
Oh, I love that cronut.
Number 7 are the pretzels, the Mickey pretzels.
Nice.
It should be lower on the list, but carry on.
Number 6 is churros.
Okay.
So I was surprised it was number 6.
I'm surprised it's that high. Yeah.
Number 5, turkey legs.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm
they're
not a
so
fan.
gross. They're so
greasy.
gross. Yeah.
And I found out why they're so huge because here's another little weird thing just to go off topic because I do. It's a rumor that the turkey legs are not actually made out of turkey legs. They're emu legs because they're so big. It's not true. So the reason everyone thinks that they're that like way too big is because we're used to eating female turkeys at like Thanksgiving and Christmas, things like that. They're actually male turkey legs, which is why they're so huge. But still really greasy and not.
I feel like they're Fred Flintstone type. Like they belong on the pterodactyl wings.
Yeah. So they are turkey legs. They're not emu legs, but I still would not recommend as a snack. And I can't believe they came above churros. So 4 is burgers. I don't know if I consider that a snack, but this
it's hardly a snack. Wow. Yeah.
Number 3, hot dogs. Again.
I feel like a hot dog's a bit of a snack, but a burger, I don't know. Okay.
Number 2, all frozen treats, which it surprised me because this is all clumped together. So ice cream bars, frozen lemonade, Dole Whip, anything frozen got put into this category. And then Carrie was right. The first one was popcorn. So Walt Disney World sells enough popcorn each year to fill the Tower of Terror.
Nice.
I thought that was nuts.
There is something about Disney popcorn. I don't know whether it's because it's warm, it's freshly popped, it's got all the salt. I don't know what it is, but it's
like movie theater popcorn. You can't beat it.
It's so good. Yeah, it's just so good.
When you get the buckets, $2 a refill your entire trip, and you just you can't go wrong, right?
As long as you remember to take the bucket with you to the parks.
Yeah. And again, we go with a family, so stroller, and we just hook it over the arm of the stroller, and we're good to go.
There you go.
See? We don't even have to carry it. So bonus to strollers.
See, Carrie, we need a stroller.
Even if it's just to carry all your stuff, because right now they're not doing the room stuff for your, like if you buy something at the Disney store, they're not sending it back to your room.
They're not shipping it to your hotel anymore. Yeah. See?
Hopefully that turns back after all this COVID stuff has calmed down even more. But hey, hugs are back. So I'm like, we're going to go and hug everyone. So, but yeah. All right. A couple more here. So these, I think, are the 2 hardest ones. But again, I don't know what you guys know. So who knows? I would not have guessed these. So Spaceship Earth can fit inside the living seas.
Do you know the answer to that, Fran?
I think it's fact.
I have no idea. I never pondered that in my life. Spaceship Earth can fit inside the living sea.
Like inside the aquarium.
I think it's fact. I think
it's like the biggest. It's one of the biggest aquariums in the world, or it was way back in the day, saltwater aquarium. So I'm going to say it's a fact. Let's do it.
It's a fact. Yes. So it can fit in and still have enough room to drive a Disney bus around it.
Ooh!
Wow.
So the
That's pretty cool.
Is the second biggest aquarium in the USA after the Georgia Aquarium in Atlanta. It contains 5.7 million gallons of water and is home to about 2,000 animals representing about 75 species. It's phenomenal. It's amazing. And you can actually go diving in it. It's one of the experiences that you can do, which I think is insane and really intimidating.
Yes.
I'm a strong swimmer, but oh my goodness. I remember I went to Discovery Cove when I was like 11, and it's terrifying. And to think that pool is way smaller than that aquarium really scares me. But
and all the people watching, like really
so squeezed into that wetsuit. Oh yeah,
getting in a wetsuit and then getting in a tank in front of all those people.
Nah,
Carrie, that would be hysterical if we did something like that. Wouldn't that be fun?
No.
Okay, next time you go.
Not on the bucket list.
Forget Keys to the Kingdom. We're going swimming in the
We're going snorkeling.
That would be funny. Although, so that fact, I had heard it. I think I read it somewhere in one of my Disney books, but then it's one of those that you're like, as soon as you hear it, you think, no, maybe I heard it, but it was a rumor, or maybe. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty
I was surprised because Spaceship Earth is huge. Like that's the tallest freestanding sphere in the world. It's the biggest one. So I was like, there's no way. And there is a way apparently. But yeah, I watched on Disney Plus I think it was the Animal Kingdom show. Yeah. They did put a couple of the aquarium episodes in there, and really, really cool what they do. Awesome. So love that.
Amazing.
Okay, last one.
All right, Carrie, what's our score before we get to the last one? Carrie, how are we doing?
I think we only got one wrong.
Which one did we get wrong again?
I can't remember.
You got two wrong.
Oh, two wrong. I got two wrong. I didn't mark that one down.
I was just gonna cut you down.
I forgot to check
the Utilidor system.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And then the death certificate for Haunted Mansion.
Right. Got it.
So.
I thought we got that. I thought we got that one right. I thought you said yes and I said no. That they used to, but they don't give it out anymore.
Oh, there we go. Carrie's winning this game that you're not plotted against each other.
You got two, I got one. Next.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Last one. The Beatles broke up at Walt Disney World.
That's absolutely true. Fact.
There we go. Fact. So
Disney's Polynesian.
John Lennon was staying at the Poly.
Lennon was staying at the Polynesian when he signed the documents that would officially disband the Beatles in 1974. Wow. See, I should have put that one first, apparently. I had no idea.
It's a pretty cool fact, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really cool. So, yeah, no, those are my 15. You guys did really well on that. So
we did. Yay. See, Carrie, if we were like professional podcasters, we'd have one of those sound effects that we could push the button and it would be like the crowd. And now there's like people, I know some of my friends listening, they're like, I told you about the thing to buy that would have that in it, but I don't have it. But Rebecca, that was so much fun.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
It was awesome.
Like I said, I tried not to go too hard, but also like, general public may not know. And
exactly. It's good.
Yeah.
It's lots of fun information.
Facts to life. And then, like I kind of said briefly before, there were a couple cool facts that I pulled out of a lot of research. So are you okay if I share those just really quick?
Yeah, for sure.
So again, you guys knew this when we were chatting, but which Disney resort has the most guest rooms? Totally shocked me that it's Pop Century. I thought definitely one of the buildings that looked way bigger, like Saratoga or something like that, would have way more rooms. But no, Pop Century has 2,880 rooms, unless you consider Port Orleans one hotel, which the Disney company do not. They separate Riverside and French Quarter. But they'd have over 3,000 rooms if you put both of those together. Disney's Animal Kingdom alone is almost 100 acres larger than the entire Disneyland Resort, which includes both parks, all parking, all hotels, all of it, which I knew Animal Kingdom was big. I didn't know it was that big.
Huge.
So that was definitely interesting to me. The number of speakers in Hollywood Studios Rock and Roller Coaster. I know I didn't bring this one up to you guys. Do you have any clue?
No, but I know it's a lot because that music is loud.
There's more than 900 speakers on that attraction. Yeah. So I can't imagine how much it costs to install all of those speakers. And I'm sure they're not like terrible quality like Walmart either. So that was really cool.
That's a cool one.
Yeah. You're really at an Aerosmith concert then.
Yeah, no kidding. And then you guys weren't surprised by this, but I was. So the least busy day of the week at Walt Disney World, is Sunday. And the busiest days thought would be Monday, but that's not true. They are Tuesday and Wednesday. And then on this, it says the busiest park, which isn't a park, is Disney Springs. So I guess Disney Springs is consistently more busy than any of the parks on any given day, which I thought was really interesting. And then the least busy park is Blizzard Beach, which sucks because I love Blizzard Beach. It's awesome. I love the Disney water parks. And if you're going with kids, especially in the summer, please just go to the water parks. They're awesome, really refreshing, and really overlooked as far as Disney goes. I really, really enjoy them.
Yes. I haven't been to a water park in to actually go in my bathing suit to a water park in years. I feel like I need to get back and do that.
No, I love that. You know what? Even if you're just having a lazy day, the lazy river,
the lazy rivers,
the wave
everything.
Pools, they're awesome. Typhoon Lagoon's actually my favorite, but my niece got addicted to the one ride. I don't remember what they're called, but they're like solo rings, and there's like 3 different slides that you can go down. I swear to goodness, I got like 5,000 steps just getting to the top. Because it doesn't make sense. The stairs don't just go up. No, it's up and down, and it's like they're trying to be in this like. It's like, guys,
it's
this
like
is
a maze.
Just make it one way. And no. And she made us go on it like 4 times in a row. I was,
oh my goodness.
Goodness.
I am not a slim person. I do not hit 10,000 steps on my Apple Watch. If I do that once a month, we're having a good month. So yeah, when she's just like, let's go again. I'm like, too much energy. And of course, me being the fun aunt was taking her by myself. So no one else was there to rescue me and take turns. No.
Right.
No.
You were on your own.
And the one with the family wrap, that's my favorite because they take you up on the conveyor belt so you don't actually have to walk through. She didn't like that one.
I don't think I've ever been on that one.
It's awesome. Yeah. No, you stand at the bottom line that's at the bottom. You get into the family raft, which is not a family raft unless you're tiny. If you're like a proper size adult, 1 or 2 of you can fit in there because you got to sit cross-legged, and I'm not that flexible. But yeah, so you get on, and it's a big conveyor belt, and they take you up to the top and bring you back down to the bottom. It's great.
Gary,
you don't have to walk at all.
We got to try some of these things when we get back together. Our to-do list keeps getting
we'll put Typhoon Lagoon on our to-do list.
It's getting longer and longer, our to-do
list.
Best
wave pool in the world, Typhoon Lagoon. I absolutely love that wave pool.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
If you get the spot right next to the bar,
it's perfect.
We'll call you for some tips when we go, so they're fresh in our mind.
Yes,
we'll go to the wrong side of the. We'll get to the wrong side of the wave pool, and we'll be there, and then we'll be like, "Where's that bar?"
The bar is right in the middle. You can't miss it.
Nice. Oh, Rebecca, this has been so much fun. Thank you again for joining us on the episode and for coming up with the game and finding all the facts for us. And
thanks for having me.
Cool.
I've really enjoyed it, and it's nice to. I know no one. But it's nice to put a face to a name and a voice. And now when I message you on Instagram, I won't be some random person anymore.
Yeah.
And be like, that's Rebecca.
Now you know how this works. At the end of the podcast, we ask our guests, you're going to have to give us some pixie dust. So what brought you some joy this week?
Mine's a total cop-out. Sorry, guys. The fact that you responded to the message totally lit me up. I have a couple. because something happened today that was amazing, which is an add-on. But yeah, I gave a review a few weeks ago and said, you guys actually messaged me back and you're not just another number. And this is proof that that's so true. I messaged you reaching out being like, hey, I've got this cool idea. Are you guys open for it? And then next thing I know, I'm being invited on the podcast. And I totally fangirled because, again, I listen to you guys every single week, and I'm sure there's a good number of followers that do. So really, really cool for me to be able to actually interact with you guys on a bit more personal level. So that definitely was a big highlight of my week. But then something that happened today that was phenomenal. My daughter is almost 15 months old, and she has something called Turner syndrome. So she's really small, and then she's got some sensory issues as well. She does not like her hands or her arms being touched. She doesn't like to use them. So she's about the size and development of like a 6-month-old. So we have a lot of specialty appointments with her. We have physiotherapy, occupational therapy, things like that. And today she had the best physiotherapy session that she's ever had. She was rolling around like crazy, which she doesn't usually do. She was just really into it, and we had a lot of fun, and we made a ton of progress today. So when you have a child like that, any small progress is huge. So the fact that she was doing these activities and wasn't absolutely screaming, and she was excited to have us be excited over her was just the best thing as a mom, to see your child get somewhere when you feel sometimes really hopeless about it. So today was a huge, huge plus, and I couldn't have asked for anything better than that today. So double win for today.
That's amazing. Oh, that is joy. That is pixie dust for sure. Thank you again, Rebecca, so much for being on the podcast with us and reaching out and connecting with us and for listening and our review. So thank you.
I'm here for it all, guys.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
And
you.
and for sharing the story about your daughter. That's wonderful. That's amazing. Oh, see, good things happening every day. Thank you again, Rebecca.
Hey, no problem.
Oh my goodness, Carrie, that was so much fun, wasn't it?
It was awesome. Such a good idea.
Yeah.
It was entertaining, I hope, and a little bit educational as well.
A little bit educational for all of us.
Yeah. So now what?
So now it is time for our pixie dust, because we didn't do it with Rebecca on the call, and because I didn't want to keep her here forever while we did the do. Does Carrie have pixie dust? So, Carrie.
Exactly. And then she'll be surprised to hear what it is, because we kept it a secret from her.
Pretty much, yes.
Okay. So I do have pixie dust. Okay. So my pixie dust is that they recently announced that the pin event, the Epcot pin event, is coming back in person this year. So that's awesome, exciting news.
Pin event. That's exciting.
No online pin event. They tried it twice. The first time everyone was excited. The second time people were like, meh. And I don't think many people attended, and they're still trying to sell the pins at Epcot. And then so they announced that this August it'll be coming back. So I've got my room booked.
That's so exciting.
We just have
when is it?
That's where you're going to put me on the spot, and I'm not going to remember exactly. It is, let me open up here, my April, August, September, where are we? I believe it's the 12th and the 13th of August.
Okay.
So it's a two-day event, a Friday and a Saturday. Yep. And it's called, the theme is like One Family. So it looks like it's going to have Disney, Pixar,
family?
Marvel.
Oh, okay.
It's called One Family. So,
I was
going to have all the Disney brands.
Okay.
Anyways, whether we like the theme or not, I'm sure it'll be okay. The fact that it's in person is exciting, because then that reunites all the pin people again, which D23 Destination D kind of felt like a reunion, because a lot of those people were there. But it's exciting.
Too.
So the only thing that will be interesting is that the last in-person pin event was like registration sold out in minutes. Like,
right.
They had VIP packages. those sold out immediately, and then there was the regular packages, and those sold out, and people that like who had been going for I didn't miss one in like 10 or something. 10 every year. They've been every single year. And they're like, oh, I'll just register on my break. I'll just register when I get home from work. I'll just register next week. It sold out immediately. So that was the last in person. Often with the themes, depending on what the themes of the event are, like some can be way more popular than the others. So we can imagine what's going to happen this year. So it's the first in person one.
So did you get your tickets?
They haven't sold them yet. This is what Disney does. They've announced the dates. They haven't told us information about registration. So unless I'm out of the loop, we don't know when registration will open. We don't know what it'll cost. We don't know anything yet. We just know that it's happening. Okay. So they'll tell us when they'll tell us when registration will be, and they'll tell us that date. So that usually it'll be at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, whatever time Eastern Standard Time. We'll get into the queue. The little dude's going to cross the street or cross the street.
You're going to have to fill us in on how all this goes. Like, let's hope you get in, you get your tickets, you get...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well,
I noticed that you didn't call me and say, hey, Fran, the pin event's happening in August. Like, is my invitation in the mail, or was it just assumed that I wouldn't want to go, or like you've just been doing so much traveling without me that you've just like now relished the fact that I will not be your travel buddy anymore because you have all these new BFFs that you travel with.
Well, you know that my friend Carol is my pin event
I know
partner. So she alerted me to the event being announced. So what I think we'll have to do this year, and what we really should do, is because we've had friends that have missed out because of the popularity of certain things. So we're probably going to have to, if we can we're going to have to all be in a group chat where if we could see how many people we can register max, and like just kind of communicate in case people, because there are people that don't, like, we're all in the queue and then it gets sold out, right? So we'll have to see if we can find a way to take care of each other a little bit better.
Like, you buy extras, right? Yeah.
And generally they don't let you buy too many. Like, you can't buy 10 tickets. Usually you can buy 2 or 4 or whatever. You can't buy, maybe it's only 2. The last time my friend Carol has a rabbit's foot. She's got the 4-leaf clover. She's got horseshoes made of diamonds. Like, I'm probably going to jinx it by saying this, but like, this is my friend in a nutshell.
Stop talking.
But I have to tell you, like, Carol, like, pretty much when we went into that queue last year, like, so they had the VIP packages and we're all in the queue. Like, we're all in a group chat. We're all trying to figure out, like, telling everybody people are on multiple devices on phones. I'm just probably on one device because I'm not that, I can't manage that. But, everyone's got 2 laptops, 2 phones. Their cousins are on phones. Their sisters next down the road are on phones. I'm on my one device, and we're all in, and, we're number 2,753, 1,400 and whatever. Number 5,623. And Carol, who is my pin partner, is like number 3. Or she was like number 5 or something crazy like that.
Carol is pretty lucky.
So she was like, whatever. I can't remember if it was literally like number 3 or number 5 or something like that. So, or 13 or 12. It was a very, very, very low number. So of course we got the VIP package that was very limited, like 100 people or 200 people. She was in there buying it for both of us. So yeah, I think the situation this year, I'm sure they'll do the VIP package again because it was a hit last time. But yeah, it's real that we could not.
That's exciting.
We might not. We could not get spots because it's going to be way busier.
You'll get spots. Positive thinking. Put
I
it
will
out
be
in the
positive
universe.
thinking, but it is a reality. So you don't book any airfare until you know that you've got.
So wait a minute. But this is your pixie dust.
Yeah.
This is your pixie dust. So let's just assume you're getting in because it would be pretty horrible pixie dust.
The pixie dust is that
if you're all excited about this event and you don't get to go.
The pixie dust is that it's coming back in person. That's the pixie dust.
But it's kind of irrelevant
the rest
to you
of it
if you
is
don't
just
get
other
a ticket.
other silly talk. Well, that won't be if my pixie dust. If I get a ticket, that'll be pixie dust again.
Oh, look! So you're just
I'm going to make this clear
out.
because I might be using this pixie dust in the future. So my current pixie dust today is that it was announced to be an in-person event.
Right.
That's my pixie dust.
It's all in... Future pixie dust is that Carrie got tickets to the in-person event, right? Okay.
Yes, that might be future pixie
dust. The right to use it again.
Yes, my pixie dust is the fact that it's coming back in person, and we honestly wondered, would they even bring it back? Like, it's a perfect chance to not do the pin event anymore. Like, I'm sure... sure, we all spend our money and we all go to Disney and make a little trip of it and spend all of our money on pins, but, you know, it's probably a heck of a lot of work for what they get out of it. So there was always that, you know, this is a really easy way for this pin event to go away and never come back. So having it come back in person...
It's pretty exciting.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Maybe it's only because they already had so much of it planned. I don't know, but it's exciting that it's coming back.
That's pretty
cool. So that's my pixie dust. What's your pixie dust?
Cool.
I'm done.
My pixie dust, it doesn't even hold a candle to that. Like, how am I supposed to follow that?
Maybe I shouldn't go first. My pixie.
Well, you know, I'm just trying to be a good host, and my co-host, I always let you go first, but maybe sometimes I should go first.
I think that's a great idea.
Because you brought up my pixie dust at the very beginning anyway, because you kind of ruined my pixie dust altogether. So my pixie dust was that I got my winter tires off, because this is a time of the year, and then it snowed. I don't
think that's very good pixie dust.
My pixie dust was that I was so excited. It's the time of the year, makes me feel very happy about all the sunshine and all this stuff coming when I take my winter tires off. Means that I'm expecting no more snow. It's over, and it was a very pleasant appointment. It was less than an hour, bing, bang, boom. The trick is you make the appointment for the very end of the day, because these guys aren't lollygagging around. They want to get it done and get you out of there so that they can go home,
They've changed enough tires that day.
Exactly. So, I took my winter tires off. That was my pixie dust until it snowed today. So, anyway,
that's the thing. That's got to be the last snowfall. Your pixie dust.
Yeah.
You were planning it to be your pixie dust. Like, really, for the record, the snow just happened in the last couple of hours. So
yeah, so
like at 5:30, 6 o'clock.
It's a good time of year because you know that it's over. Like, the winter is done. I'm done. I say goodbye. I say goodbye officially to winter when I take the tires off. So that was my pixie dust. So yay! Yeah, Carrie. Yay. I know. Yeah. Oh, well, Carrie, this was a good episode. I think that was a lot of fun, that game. We have a really cool, and thank you to Rebecca again for joining us. And we have another guest coming up in the next couple of weeks on the podcast, too. Not going to give a spoiler, but yeah, we've got some fun episodes coming up. So...
We do. Indeed.
We do. All right. So, till next time.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Pixie Dust Fan Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the episode.
Make sure you're following us on your favorite podcast player so you'll get a new episode every week. And find us on social media too. We'd love to hear from you.
Till next time, remember, you are never too old to be young. Chase your dreams and design your own happily ever after.